Okay, so I have an update. We we did lose with the cowling. All right, so an update. Where are we at? Well, here's the cowling now. So this is the second time I've painted these red triangles, whatever you want to call them. I called them chevrons in the other video. So what happened was I had it painted. I put the decals on, and I just could not get them to fit properly and meet at the top center and bottom center. They came up short, and because I wasn't certain of how they should align, whether they would align and just come to the top of the opening, or whether they needed to come around it. And so I boxed it up. It was my fault that that didn't work out. So I had to peel them off. They lifted quite a bit of paint when I pulled them. So this had to be completely sanded, resurfaced, reprimered, and now it's been painted, both with the racing white, and as you see, I've got the red applied once again. So my effort is going to be to try and paint it by hand, and that's not going to be easy. I'll have to find either find or mix a paint to match the gold stripe, or come close to it. Maybe I can do that, maybe I can't. I'm going to give it a shot. I did email Callie about the Gilmore graphic, the two side decals, either side of the fuselage, the word Gilmore. The one I got was a little bit long. She's happily and rather quickly, I got that reply email much sooner than I thought. And I'm grateful for that, and that she's healthy and doing okay. So Callie's offered to remake those and send them out at no charge, which is, that's great. I did not ask about the cowling decal. I mentioned that I sliced it up trying to get it to fit, and that I boxed it up, and that I would try to paint it. I did inquire in a follow-on email to our first conversation about this, about the fuselage markings, and I just followed up with a, hey, if I needed to buy, purchase the side stripes only, and go that route. I did ask to see what she would charge for that, but I haven't had an answer. And either way, it's fine. I'll try to paint it, to match the colors and paint it. And if that doesn't work out, I can always sand it off again and we'll go to plan C. I don't know. But the airplane itself, the model looks, it looks pretty good. These decals are beautiful. You see I have the demarcation lines on now for the elevator and rudder. I've got 3 coats of clear on here. I did adjust the wheel pants red trim. I deepened it a little bit. And a funny thing about that, if you look at that, okay, what I mean when I say I deepened it, I brought the line down and kind of widened this up, widened the red stripe here. And the way I did that, I didn't want to have to spray that. So I took a chance on my acrylics. And wouldn't you know, this red acrylic paint is exactly the same shade of red as this can of spray. It's identical. I just locally masked this line. I cut a new paper template to it, and then I just traced this onto the tape and laid that sheet of tape. And what I did was I made a small paper protector piece that just covered this, just enough to cover this. And as I located the tape along this top edge, I slid that under to protect and keep these from peeling off when I pulled the tape. And that worked. I was able to to mask these just locally on this side. The inside is okay. It was broad enough. It comes far enough. And really the focus is on the outsides of the wheel pants anyway. So, and once I painted that on there and then got a clear coat over it, you cannot see where that was done that way. That just looks like it was sprayed out of the can entirely. It's that close of a match. It's unbelievable. I'm so completely lucky that worked out. And so there's been a couple of things on the airplane that have just been surprisingly, I don't know, fortuitous, that have just worked out, and that was one of them there. So the engine, I think, turned out pretty nice. I'm still adding detail parts to it. I haven't got the oil lines between the cylinder heads or between the valves. There's oil lines here and here. I'm still considering what to use for that. I can't use the kit parts for this piece because, remember, I drilled into the crankcase and dropped the cylinders in. So by making them shorter, that makes this opening narrower here. So the kit part won't fit in there anymore. I can slice them up, but I'm thinking the more I think about it, I think I'll use different material, maybe some wire like this. You know, maybe some just some bent solder material. But we're gonna try something. We have to do something different there. This piece in the kit, oops, that just moved. The piece that goes between the valves, that kit part I can use because that dimension never changed, obviously. So, all right, this is our current status of the build. There's our wing. We're still waiting for the red paint. I don't have enough of this, and I don't want to brush paint all of that red. It was nice just to do the touch up here, and in a few places on the tail I used it as well. Once I saw how close to match it, I mean, it's just identical red. But that has to be sprayed, so I'm waiting for the spray paint still, and I haven't even gotten a shipping confirmation on that. But that's to be expected. That's understood. You know, normally. Not everybody knows. Normally our suppliers are right now. Everybody's dealing with something horrendous, so it is what it is. In the meantime, though, I can work on details. I can work on this motor. I can play with the paint mixing that I'm going to be doing here. It'll give me time to come up with something, hopefully that'll relatively match the gold here. At least we'll give it a shot. Till then, I guess. Thanks for watching.